just realize that there is so much good in store for you. That no matter what you face or what challenges you have to overcome, there is good. There is so much good in store for you. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Priscilla and welcome to my corner of the world where I share the wisdom that life has taught me. Now, today's wisdom is 5 things that I wish I had known going into college. And these are also things that I wish that every girl knows as she's entering this different and diverse world called college. So I graduated from college in December 2021. So it's been about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 4 or 5 years. And now I know a lot of people, family members, friends who are now entering into college. And it really got me thinking about what's what I have said to my younger self. What things should I have known as I was entering into college? And I wrote everything down here in my notes. And this video is really not about how to study in college or what classes to take or what major to choose. This is just simple, practical life advice that applies to everyone. So the first thing I wish I knew was that your failures do not define you. In your college career, in your college journey, there will come a point where you will take one class, one exam, and you fail it woefully. I pray that does not happen to you, but unfortunately, it happens where there's a class in which you underperformed or an exam which you don't score as high as you usually do, especially if you were a very high achiever in high school. Sometimes college classes are a little bit different. The environment is different. Sometimes you like have to change your study habits and everything, and just adjusting to college life is very different, and that can sometimes affect how you perform in your classes. Sometimes professors are just difficult for no reason sometimes. But anyways, there may come a point where you fail a class, as I said, fail an exam. Experiencing those things can really make you question yourself at times. For example, for me, I was on the pre-med route at that time, and I was taking very difficult classes like organic chemistry, physics, and I failed some of them more than once. Okay, but the issue is that I allowed those failures to define me. I internalized those experiences to the point where I began to identify who I was with failure. And that was a big mistake because I carried that identity with me even outside of college. I felt like in my mind, since I failed several classes and didn't perform as high as I would have liked to have performed, I automatically believed that, okay, I'm not good at anything, which is an absolute lie, okay? And so this is just a reminder as you're going into college, learn to separate your failures from you. You are not your failures, or your failures are not you. So when you experience that, accept that failure, take that L, and keep pushing, and understand that your external performance, like if you win or lose, if you score well on that exam or not, that does not change the value that you hold within yourself. It does not change who you are. does not mean that you're any less smart or any less competent. All that it simply means is you failed an exam, you failed a class, and that's it. Keep pushing, keep moving forward, and you will improve. Remember that there are so many other things that you are good at. Okay? Don't let one class, one exam, one failure make you question how competent and talented you are and how smart you are, because you are all those things. Okay? Okay. So the second thing I wish I had known is that your self-worth is not determined by what you have or what you lack. I am from an immigrant family, so we immigrated here from Nigeria, and although my parents are educated and were educated in Nigeria, I am the first person in my family to attend school in the US. So it was a new experience for my entire family. And and also, in terms of my background, I grew up in a lower middle class family. We had what we needed, but we couldn't always afford, nicer, fancier things. And and entering college, you're going to encounter a lot of different people, and you'll meet people from a lower economic status. You'll meet people who are from very, very wealthy and privileged homes. And mind you, I also had a privileged home, to be quite honest. I had a lot more than what most people had. By the same time, I felt like I didn't have the additional luxuries that my peers had. And so I internalized that. I allowed my sense of self-worth to be based upon the clothes I had or didn't have. I allowed my sense of identity to be based on on the things that I didn't have and the luxuries that that my family couldn't afford. And it's just a reminder again that the external things don't define you. Yes, you'll meet a lot of people who are privileged and have wealth and everything, but just because you don't come from that does not make you any less of a person. So if you're like me and you didn't come from a very wealthy background, hold your head up high. Because yes, all the extra luxuries and everything are good and wonderful, but they do not change who you are. They don't make you any less of a person. And don't allow yourself to feel bad just because your classmate has something that you don't have. Focus on building yourself. Focus on the life that God has given you, and very, very soon you will have everything that you want eventually and in due time. The third thing that I wish I'd known is learn to ask for help. No man is an island. This is coming from someone who is naturally a loner. I've always been very independent. I have learned to do things on my own and go places on my own and basically do everything alone. When you're entering college, you may face different challenges. For example, when you are in a class, a lot of times, especially like if it's a very difficult class, people will form like study groups. Join a study group. Like if you are struggling to understand something, understand a topic or whatever, don't feel like you have to study by yourself. Find someone in that class who's doing really well. Just if you can't, if you feel like you don't want to approach someone directly, find a study group, like, or form one yourself. There are people willing to teach you. That there are people willing to help you, and there are a lot of free tutoring places on campus. You just have to find out. Speak with professors, speak with students, speak with counselors. There are people who are going to help you. And maybe like your problem isn't academic. Maybe you're struggling financially. Go to a counselor. There are there are organizations on campus that will assist lower income students. Find those people. You don't have to struggle on your own. If you're trying to find a job, there are people on campus who there are like student centers on campus where they have people who will help you build your resume for free and even help you find a job for free. Connect with people, ask questions. You don't have to do this life on your own. And doing this on your own, you end up struggling even more. So learn to ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you any less good or competent. It just makes you a human being. So ask for help. Ask for help. And if you are someone like me who struggle with asking for help, understand that there are more people willing to help you than you realize. A lot of our doubt about if people will help us is just in here. We create stories in here. There are many people willing to help you. Just keep asking it. If one person says no, move on to the next one, and somebody will tell you yes. Keep asking. Okay? Okay. And the fourth thing I wish I had known is you don't have to follow the crowd. Okay? As you're entering into college, you are going to be surrounded by so many different people. Good, bad, nice, wonderful, ugly, like different kinds of people. You're going to meet all of them with different lifestyle habits, different personalities, different interests, okay? You don't have to follow everyone. So, for example, one thing that a lot of students look forward to when entering college is going to parties and going out. All those things are wonderful and good. Okay, there's no problem with that. They are looking forward to the freedom that comes with partying and drinking and going out, and those things are good. And if you want to experience those stuff, you should. You have free will. Okay, but me personally, I would get invited to like clubs or like parties with friends, and I went to a few of them. But to be quite honest with you, the club scene and heavy drinking weren't. It never really interested me. I don't think there's anything wrong with drinking all that stuff, but for me, it really wasn't. It really was something I was interested in. Like I was like, okay, I didn't really see the fun in getting drunk at all. I really don't fancy alcohol like that. It's not my preference. It's not my taste. So, with that being said, as you're entering college, you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You don't have to follow the crowd. If you don't like something, don't do it, and don't feel pressured to do it. Honestly, do what you want to do. Find activities that you love doing, and I promise you, there are people out there who love doing exactly what you love doing. No matter how weird it is, there are people who like doing what you like. So once you start doing those things, your people will find you. The people who are meant for your friends are going to find you. You don't have to force yourself to be someone else in order to have friends. And last but not least, the fifth thing I wish I had known is that your best years are ahead of you. So for me, as I said, in college, with my major and everything, I really struggled in classes. I probably shouldn't have been in that major anyways because I'm not using my degree now at all. But yes, so I struggled with classes, and I really felt like, okay, like, what am I gonna do now? Like, what else is there for me? And the thing is, don't feel like you have to hold on to the old version of yourself. Don't feel like because you chose one path means that you have to stick with that for the rest of your life. As you eventually go through college and eventually leave college, you are going to discover so many things about yourself. You are going to discover so many different interests you never knew you had. You will discover so many talents and abilities that you didn't even know you carried. and embrace that you are going to evolve, you are going to change, you are going to transform, and don't feel like you have to hold on to the old image of yourself. Let that person go, because you will change. In college, you are going to be a different person. So just realize that however which way your college journey goes, whether whether you loved your major or didn't love it, whether you feel like you did well or not, just know that there is a whole life after college. You are going to achieve so many greater things, even beyond what you have achieved in college. And you may end up in a completely different path. Like for me, as again, I was on the pre-med track, and now I I run a catering business. Like medicine and food, like no correlation. Sort of. It does have a correlation because food in a way is medicine. So, anyways, but yes, there is a whole life ahead of you, and just realize that there is so much good in store for you. Have that in the back of your mind, that no matter what you face or what challenges you have to overcome, there is good. There is so much good in store for you, and I want you to believe that wholeheartedly, and don't focus on your reality, feeling like, okay, because things are going this way, then that's how the rest of my life will be. No. There is so much more in store for you. There's so much good in store for you. There are so many people who are going to support you that you haven't even met yet. So keep that at the back of your mind. And that is the end of today's video. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.